Chipotle, often referred to as the golden child of fast casual, is undoubtedly a favorite among on-the-go consumers. Recently, the national chain was linked to a handful of E. coli cases throughout the country. While Chipotle has assured guests that preventative measures have been taken, we can't help but wonder whether this might affect consumer sentiment toward the Fresh Mex brand. So we went to Seattle, one of the cities where an E. coli case was found, to ask everyday consumers about their dining habits, food safety perception, and their thoughts on the Chipotle issue. Does bad press like this really deter customers from staying loyal to a brand?
I eat out probably about 3 or 4 times a week.
5 or 6 times a week.
2 to 3 times a week.
Quite often, and we go to quality restaurants.
As a general rule, I'm probably not concerned about food safety.
Not terribly.
I typically don't worry about it. I assume that it's most of it's handled behind the kitchen.
I would say pretty good. I mean, I've traveled outside of this country, and I probably would be more concerned in certain countries.
I would say most of them are. In many ways, they're a lot safer than I am in my own house.
I would assume that most restaurants have pretty high level of food safety. Possibly the larger chains, just because they have more regulation.
A lot of local independents do very well. Chains are often held to a pretty good standard.
More of the high-end restaurants and locally owned restaurants. I mean, if there's an E. coli break in a restaurant, then it would probably take me a while to go back and eat at that restaurant.
It doesn't for me, no. I think especially if you have an outbreak that's coming from a specific restaurant like Chipotle, I assume that after that has happened, if I haven't caught it, then the restaurant has immediately taken measures to kind of quell that.
Every time that I go past a Chipotle, I'm aware that there was an E. coli scare, and I make different choices because of that.
I was really surprised, but not that surprised. It's a national chain. There's lots of distributors, I'm assuming their food comes from, so you can't control everything.
I think it's really good. I like dining out. I like the choices we have.
If I'm looking for something to do, I like to go out and experience food in new places. I'll go into any restaurant kind of where I live at least once just to give it a try, see what their food's like, because you never know when a mom and pop place is going to be great.
Yeah, well, I think certainly in areas like Seattle, there's a really strong community of local restaurants, and I think that's really healthy, especially if they're mom and pop restaurants. And I have a very high value in going to those kinds of restaurants.